cannot believe it. We wrote a fucking book, girlies. The book that I wrote, edited, and published all by myself. I wanted to be a YouTube girly bad. It wasn't fun for my relationship, which you girlies will hear about in the book as well. How did we write this book? Why did we write this book? How long did it take you? Damn, I really am mad. Yeah, I fired a publisher. No, we're not doing that. Hope she don't say nothing crazy.
I need you poolside. You've been on my mind. What if you want mine? It don't matter anyway. I like your socks.
Girlies, long time no talk. What's up? We are about to start our new vlogging journey. You know, we got a new YouTube editor. We're gonna have some new stuff coming out. But no, first things first, we got to get this book out, child. And that is what we're doing today. I am actually about to get ready and submit my final copy of my book, The Cost of Elevation. The book that I wrote, edited, and published all by myself. I'm gonna teach y'all how to do it too. So make sure you guys stay tuned to my socials so that you can get the information about my class. It's called Write the Book Girly. It is going to be June 27th. All the information will be available on my website at www.ambinthedetails.com. That's details with 2 S's because we're real extra. I'll make sure to link the class in the comments and all the other kind of good stuff. Well, first let's talk about what's about to happen. So girlies, we are about to start taking our YouTube even more serious. Y'all know when I first started vlogging, I kept saying like I wanted to be a YouTube girly bad, and then it would be crickets. So I would post a video and it'd be crickets. Post another video, it'd be crickets. Yeah, we're not doing it no more. So we got us a new YouTube editor who I will be linking in the comments. We're letting go of perfectionism. I am a perfectionist through and through, baby, because I'm a Capricorn and that's just what we do. But I have learned that if I want to be consistent and I want to be true to my YouTube calling, I can't do that. So y'all be gonna be seeing me some days where, you know, I'm not gonna be looking the greatest, but don't pay attention to how I look, right? Pay attention to the message that's gonna be coming out. Stuff is gonna be taking care of the palette babies, as you guys can see. I'm gonna be showing you guys my apartment. We're gonna be talking about my framework. I'm gonna be up in here talking about some girlies. Let me tell y'all how to do this. Let me tell y'all how to do that. It's gonna be so much fun and I am so excited. So without further ado, let's talk about the book. Wait, first, we're gonna submit this final copy and order the author copies because it is almost time for the book to come out. The book is coming out June 26, 2026. Our release party is July 18th, 2026. Y'all, I got so many dates in my head. I hope I ain't mixing them up. If you're in Chicago and you want to come to the book release party, it's gonna definitely be a vibe. Please let me know in the comments, or the link gonna be on there. Just go ahead and just get your ticket, girl, because you know you gonna want to be live and in the building with us, because the girlies are gonna be, you know, we gonna be outside this summer, and that's the first event where we gonna be outside. Available on Amazon. You'll be able to get a paperback copy, you can get a hardback copy, or you can get it on your Kindle, however you know you feel, whatever floats your boat, girl. And like I said, every week make sure you guys are tuning in where we're gonna be talking about the journey through the book, right? How did we write this book? Why did we write this book? Really the main question everybody want to know, like, how long did it take you? So I'm gonna just answer that question for y'all right now. It took me probably like 6 months, and it took me 6 months because I had a lot of trial and error. So one day I was sitting in my apartment and I was sitting here just like this, girl. God was like, you're gonna write a book. And I was like, I'm gonna write a book. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not a writer. I'm a content creator. You know, I be in front of the camera. And he was like, no, you're gonna write a book. As I sat there a little bit longer, title came to me, and then I started kind of journaling and writing stuff down, and outline came to me, and then I just started writing. I wrote a lot of it in November when I went to a work conference. When I tell people that now that I was writing a book while I was at this work conference, they was like, how? Because I had presented at the work conference. The work conference was in another city, and you know, we was outside. When did you have time to write a book? But I am a early bird. Like, I normally get up between 4:30 and 5 a.m. every day, and I'm gonna show y'all how to do that too. A lot of girlies be like, how can you be how can you do that? And girlies, it's all about, you have to train, you have to practice. I will give you guys obviously some tips and tricks later about how to become a 5 a.m. girly and how to stay being a 5 a.m. girly. I would write the book at 5 a.m. in the morning, like December I really started to lock in, where I would spend entire weekends in my house by myself just writing. And then I want to say January, I took a week off from work, and the entire week I wrote from sun up to sundown, literally all in the middle of the night. I would literally get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and be write all day long, and wouldn't go to bed till like 10 p.m. at night. It was a journey. I remember there were days I would get so frustrated and I would call my sister and I would say, damn, I really am mad. And she'd be like, well, why are you mad? And I'd be like, because my brain just isn't working. Like, I felt like my brain sometimes would just collapse on me, and it would just rebel and be like, girl, we're done. We're not doing anything else. And it was some days where I would write so much and get so much of the book done that I would be like, damn, like, girl, you did that. Like, that I finished my first edit January, like early January, and then I didn't look at it. I got disgusted by it. I did not look at that book again until after Valentine's Day. You're going to get ready and take my class, Write the Book Girly. I'll tell you why that kind of happens, but long story short, you just can't look at it anymore. You've looked at it so much that you are so sensitive about it that you even start to critique yourself about the own stuff that you wrote. You just kind of just can't look at it anymore because your eyes are dead. Like, I tell my corporate people that all the time. Like, sometimes you'll look at something or you'll see something, the same thing every day, and you have dead eyes. And that's what happens when you write your book. You'll get dead eyes. You won't be able to see any of the errors. You won't be able to see where you're repetitive at. You won't be able to see where you can be a little bit clearer at. February, I looked at it again and I was like, okay, now I'm ready to start editing it, right? So I started editing it. I started the editing process. After that, I decided to hire a publisher, and that went totally south. Make sure you guys check out my video on what happened when I had to fire my publisher. Yeah, I fired a publisher. On one hand, I was so scared, like, wow, I just fired a publisher. But on the other hand, I was like, girl, you just fired a publisher. Like, you're a real author, okay? Girl, you got this because you don't fire the publisher. One thing I didn't do is that I didn't let fear consume me. I had talked to God about firing the publisher, and it was quick, right? It was really quick. Like, I told God, like, look, God, we finna go on a call with this publisher, and if this ain't meant to be, it ain't meant to be, and you gonna tell me. And instantly God was like, no, we're not doing that. And so I felt so confident in the decision that I made. It didn't affect me the way I thought it would. I thought that it would kill my momentum. I thought that, like, my book would literally, like, just die. It would just go and just die in my laptop. Because I had done the pre-work, which I talk about a lot about in my book, the 5 pretty and powerful principles. So the 5 pretty and powerful principles are: we pray, we prep, we participate, we practice, and we play. And because I had applied those 5 principles to the process of publishing this book and making the decision to publish this book, I was prepared to do what needed to come next, which was do it myself. In 2020, I took a editing class, and so I knew how to edit my own book, how to edit a manuscript. I knew how to put it on Amazon. Like, I actually put a couple of ebooks on Amazon. I wonder if they're still on there. And so I already had the skills. I just didn't have the time. I told myself, like, look, it's now or never, babes. And we got to get it together. Again, just like I had made that time to write the book, you have to have a lot of discipline. Narrowed my focus, and I really just, I checked in and I did what had to be done. I edited my book. So far, I've had 3. This is my 3rd, what they call an author's copy. This is when you get it and you're able to kind of see what it looks like. So what does your margins look like? Your words, what is the color of your pages and all that look like? Fine. Do you need to change the spacing on that? Do you need to change the spacing on the back? I teach all of that in my workshop. So again, make sure you girlies, if you're interested in writing your book this summer, make sure that you sign up for my workshop. It's called Write the Book Girly, and the comments will be in the link. The link will be in the comments. Y'all, this is me. This is Eb. You girlies want Eb in the details, and you want behind the scenes, and you want to see me actually live that pretty and powerful life. Well, this is what it looks like today. The link will be in the comments about the Write the Book Girly workshop. Today's date is actually May 27th. It is my mom's birthday. You guys will read about my mom in my book a little bit. Follow me on socials. You already know my mom passed away when I was 13. Today's her birthday, and I felt like it would just had to happen today, right? Where I submit my final copy and get ready and make my book finalized on Amazon. So I'm gonna do that in a little bit. It took me about a good 6 months to write the book. Let me see, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Maybe like 7 months. Started getting my author copies right around April. You know, is when I started kind of getting them and going in and making the final tweaks and stuff like that. So what is my book about? Girl, my book is about the glow up. And the good, the bad, and the ugly. I talk about how the girlies will cycle through eras. Eras are seasons of growth that all girlies will go through as they actively participate in their life. So I always say that your most intentional glow up is the one that you're participating in. Girlies, they just be in different eras. So like some girlies are pioneer girlies, some girlies are in their explorer era, some girlies are in their executor eras, and some girlies are in their visionary eras. And through those eras, as you cycle through, you need different habits, you need different routines, you outgrow rooms, you outgrow people, you need different levels of capacity, you need training, right? You need to be able to train and retain the skills that you've learned. So I talk about how I literally glowed up. I'm gonna read the back of the book for you girlies because nobody yet has seen the book, so I'm gonna read the back of the book for you girlies. So it says that rooms change, relationships shift, decisions get heavier. You said you wanted the next level, but elevation doesn't just change what you have, it changes how you have to live. The cost of elevation is a real look at what it takes to step into a new era of your life. Not the highlight version, not the aesthetic, even though y'all know we love a good aesthetic. The actual shift. This book breaks down the decisions you have to make, the identities you have to release, and the discipline required to live differently. Because wanting more is easy. Living in alignment with it is where things change. You'll face the rooms you no longer fit in, the relationships that start to shift, and the moments where you have to choose whether you're going to move like your old self or stand in a version of you that requires more. Because elevation will require something from you, and not everything can come with you. June 26, 2026. Make sure you girlies go and pick up your copy of The Cost of Elevation. If you come to my book signing event, you are also gonna get, if you buy a VIP ticket, you're gonna get a special prize, like a cute little gift bag I created. If you girlies know from my socials, I am a creative, so I created all of my own things. I created the pens, I created the tote bags, I created the stickers. Y'all know I love a good sticker. No, I don't have a sticker. I thought I had a sticker to show y'all. If you've ever seen me out in person, you know that I'm always giving you girly stickers. So all those stickers that you always see, I create those. So I created new stickers for the book. I created a bookmark for the book. I created my own mailers. So let me show you how the tote bag. So the tote bag is fire. So this is our tote bag. These are my colors. My colors are red, black, and white, and like taupe. Girlies know, or if you girlies don't know, I love a good red lip and I love red nails. I actually have pink nails right now because my best friend's birthday was a couple of weeks ago and she's a pink girl. It says, pretty gets you noticed, power keeps you remembered. And that is something that I talk about a lot on my platform because power is knowledge. Knowledge is power. You know, you gotta be more than a pretty face. But also, pretty can do wonders for you, right? Pretty has a lot to do with confidence and the confidence that you have. I did have some girlies kind of talk about that, like, you know, are you saying that, you know, ugly girls can be powerful and things of that nature? But pretty starts with confidence, and that's one thing we talk about a lot on my platform too, is how to build that confidence, because all girlies are pretty. All girlies are pretty. Pretty is directly related to confidence, and when you're confident, you know, you feel more powerful, and that's when your power becomes presence, and that's where the change really starts to happen for you, when you start to move up the corporate ladder, when you start to go into rooms. Girls, we talk about all of that in the book, okay? All of that in the book. That is how The Cost of Elevation came to be, and that's what the book is about. What do I do in my real life? Because the girlies be like, girl, you be outside, you writing books, you be doing content. What do you do? In my real life, I am an operations leader inside of a warehouse. So I have about 100 plus employees. This is probably my third corporate life. My career actually started in fast food. I was like 16 and working in fast food. I moved up in leadership there. That's where I got a lot of my training, development. So I was in fast food probably for about maybe about 15 years. I moved to warehouse operations and logistics, and then a little while, probably maybe two and a half years, I traveled a lot. That was so fun. It was such a fun time. It wasn't fun for my relationship, which you girlies will hear about in the book as well. So my ex relationship, but it was fun. I experienced so much, and that's really where a lot of my framework came from. I was traveling and I was going into rooms that I had once only imagined or wished that I would be going into. When I showed up in those rooms, I quickly noticed that I had to glow up physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that. I had to change some stuff because I was going through a season of growth, and it took a lot of me killing my ego for me to kind of realize that I wasn't prepared. I didn't sit there and beat myself up and cry that I didn't know about these rooms, or no one had taught me how to be in these rooms. I figured it out. Like I did the research for it. So I've done the research for you, girlies. Then I took a position that did not require me to travel back home. So I stopped traveling. Do I miss it? Yes, sometimes. I miss going to different cities and meeting different people, and nonetheless I took a position to stay here more in Chicago, and that's what I'm doing now. So that is what I do in my 9 to 5. My position is, you know, in senior management, and so it can take a lot. It takes a lot of balance to be able to do what I'm doing, to have Ebb in the details and then Ebony, you know, the corporate baddie. Those are two different people. Sometimes it can get hard, but I also talk about that a lot in the book. But I don't really show a lot of my work life, but because I have a lot of respect for my career, it took me years to build it to where it is now, and my reputation, I don't want these two to intermingle too closely. I also do a lot of career development and coaching, so resumes, career coaching, LinkedIn profiles. I call myself a strategist for that. The official title that I have for myself is I'm a life strategist, girly. So I'm teaching you girlies how to navigate life. I know everybody's going to be like, do you have the experience and the credentials? Because of that other girly who is under fire right now, that psychiatrist. I don't really know what title she has for herself, but no shade to her. Yes, I have the experience and I have the credentials as well. My other thing that I was doing, actually before I started Ebb in the Details, it used to be called Black Girl Admin. It was a resume and career coaching business. So I would do resumes for people, a lot of coaching and consulting when people came to them in their careers and what they wanted to do. And all praise to God, because that business was purely referral only. Somebody was targeting my page and they kept reporting it to Facebook, and I used to have a Facebook group and everything that was tied to that brand, and Facebook took it away. I couldn't have my page, I couldn't have my Facebook group, and I was forced to move to referral only because I couldn't market it. Actually, that was the best thing for my business that ever could have happened. I never was without a client. I still do a little bit of that on the side as well, but you girlies, yes, there is a resume class, a resume and career coaching LinkedIn type class coming. I'm not gonna even hold you girlies. I'm gonna try to get that out to y'all probably in July. I want to get this book writing workshop out, and then immediately after that I want to be able to get the resume career glow up type class workshop. I haven't given it a cute name yet, but I want to get that out to you ASAP as well. So make sure you guys keep an eye on my socials. Again, I'm Ebb _ and the details on all platforms. So TikTok, I'm on IG, I'm on Facebook, on Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I absolutely love Pinterest, and the girlies love Pinterest too. Y'all, it's 148,000 of us monthly. If you girlies have any questions though, please feel free to drop them. I'm going to be answering more questions about the book and the process and the framework itself and what we're teaching, and I'm so excited that we're going to be hanging out more often. There will be a new fresh video every week, y'all. Every week we're gonna have a new video. I'm so excited because y'all know I want to be a YouTube girly so bad. Be intentional, right? Be intentional. The most intentional glow up you have is the one you participate in. And so I said, listen, if you want to be a YouTube girly, you got to participate in. And so here we are. I know a lot of you girlies asked me about the pretty jungle. They sitting over here chilling. Let me show them to y'all really quick. Look, I done messed up the camera focus. Come on, DG. Okay, you girlies want to see the pretty jungle and how I take care of them. I will be showing that, as well as showing you girlies just other stuff like how I make my favorite iced coffee. Like y'all know I'm an iced coffee girly through and through. And you know, my clothes, I have a small closet, but it is jam-packed. But you know, a lot of girlies ask me about my clothes and my nails and stuff like that. Girly, we're gonna get into all of that while we are talking about life. Okay. Just hit submit to make the book live. But I ran into an ISBN issue, and I'm so glad I was able to experience this, because this could be something that I can add to the content for the Write the Book Girly workshop. We're gonna be talking about ISBNs and Ingram Spark, and you know how publishing on one platform can mess up publishing on another platform. So this is real time adding these issues to the content, so you girlies don't make the same hiccups that I made. The book is live. We have submitted the book. I am so excited. I cannot believe it. We wrote a fucking book, girlies. Yes, I cannot believe it. And on my mommy's birthday. That's what makes it so even more so special. Today is her birthday. I don't even know how old she would have been, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. I had to call my sister and ask her. Let me see if she gonna answer the phone. Let's give her a call. Let's give her a call. Hope she don't say nothing crazy.
Hello.
Hello. So we live with the girlies right now, so don't be saying nothing crazy on here. But guess what, we just officially published the book. So I told them that today. Y'all hear her, she crazy. So I told them that today was our mommy's birthday, but I don't even know how old mama would have been. How old would she have been?
64.
She would have been, ooh, she was an old girly, y'all. She would have been 64. Oh, we officially launched the book on mommy's birthday, and it is live.
That is so cool. Congratulations.
Hey, y'all gonna get to see her on the next video, on next week's video. So make sure y'all tune in so y'all can meet Maxine in the flesh.
That part.
All right, bye.
Okay, congratulations, girlie.
Thank you.
Okay.
I am just feeling all types of emotions right now, and the fact that I was able to tell my sister is the first person to know the book actually is live today, so that makes it even more special. Me and my sister have this crazy, super crazy, I literally say her all the time, like she's my literal lifeline. Like I can't be without her. But make sure you share this out with another girly who is going to appreciate the vibe, and I will see you girlies next week. Bye.
Give me less hard, got to quit my job.